crafters, welcome into Guys Craft 2. My name is John, and thanks so much for being here on a Sunday. For me, still afternoon, evening, whatever whatever time zone that you might be finding yourself living in. So welcome into Guys Craft 2. Thanks. Um, so much going on, so many things, so many crazy things. For you all that took the time yesterday and had caught my uploaded video around the Christmas and July sale, yes, you will notice that I did not make it the entire month of July without spending money that I probably didn't need to spend, and probably picked up things that I didn't need and did it anyway. So yesterday was an interesting day. I literally spent 4 hours in the quilt store, walking up down aisles and just all kinds of craziness. But it was fun. BBMK was there yesterday. We got to see each other. We ran into each other a couple of times. Uh, Bad enough, she went back home and went back to the store. So I may have been there for almost 4 hours and got it all done, but I got it all done in one trip. Plus, it's a little too far for me to drive. I probably should have went and saw my friends at the satellite store, but that just didn't happen. So, hey, Joydy, thanks for joining. Welcome in. Mr. Russ from Quilt Meets World, thanks for being here. Glinda, hey, thanks for being here this evening. Jeannie, thanks for tuning in. Oh, guess who, Nancy? Thanks for being here. Hi, y'all. See, I got the y'all. I still have that from Kentucky. It just doesn't come out as often. Hey, Stephanie, thanks for joining in this evening. Um, so it's just crazy. So you might be able to tell or not tell. I am now in what I call my YouTube studio, which means that I got rid of the spare bed and all the furniture that was in here that just, when guests comes, you really don't need them sitting in here anyway. So it's better that they get a hotel. So no use just having a bed that no one uses most of the year anyway. So you know what? The bed's gone. Some of the dressers are gone. And instead, I now have a big space to play and now store more stuff. So now that I've been able to move between 2 bedrooms and what I call my utility room, it's been a lot easier because at this point, it doesn't look like I have that much because now it's kind of spread out into 3 different rooms, and now it's a little bit more organized. I still have um, so much organization to do. I am so used to being very, very organized. So it just um, I don't know. It just this makes it feel so much better for me. So this is where we will be doing Guys Craft 2 moving forward. The long arm is still here. The long arm is actually in the other bedroom. And so what I'm trying to do is use that now just strictly for the long arm and my office, right? So because I do work from home a couple of days a week. So those 2 things are really the focus now in that room because number one, the long arm's too difficult, too big to move. But it was really kind of getting cramped in there with everything going on. And this now makes it a lot easier. Now I have my little machine here. I am hoping to get sophisticated enough that I might be able to get a second or third camera set up because StreamYard does allow for me to have multiple cameras. And the problem is John just doesn't have enough savvy when it comes to technology. It is all John can do sometimes just to get this live up and going. But we'll see how that goes. Hey, Sally, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Oh, Russ says, no spare bedroom for me to crash at a QuiltCon. Guess I'll have to find a hotel. Yes, because even I'm staying at a hotel. So I'll be at the Hyatt. So don't forget, Wednesday, July 31st is our first day to register for QuiltCon. I will tell you this year, or 2025, I plan only to go to QuiltCon. I looked at some of the classes. None of the classes are anything that interested me. Also, I looked at some of the lectures, And I'll be honest, to go just sit in a lecture hall and have someone talk to me for an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever the lectures are, they're $15. I'll be honest, I'd rather just come home and watch it on YouTube anyways. So I'm not going to sign up for any lectures. So I want to keep myself available on Friday, Saturday. Want to be able to shop, do what I want to do, and just really enjoy the experience of QuiltCon and not to feel like I'm rushed and I have to get somewhere. Hence why I'm spending the money to spend the night for a couple of nights, which is really kind of ridiculous since I am local. But it's a staycation and it's happy something. It'll be around Valentine's Day. So we'll say it's happy Valentine's to John because that's what John wanted. I'm guessing Nancy. Oh, so I can tell hubby I need another room to help out my clutter. Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's this is not at all and the sad part is, so this is the second spare bedroom. So I've taken this one over. The other spare bedroom, so we have 3 bedrooms. The other one had already turned into the long arm and everything else, but it was just getting too crowded. And yet my sit down long arm, my handy quilter Sweet 16 is still in the master bedroom because I don't want to give up the space in here. I'm really happy with the way this turned out. So I just think this works out well. Behind me is my newest toy. Yes, I said I wasn't going to spend lots of money, and yet I kind of did some things anyways. But it is what it is. I have the Husqvarna 1000 MN 10 needle embroidery machine. I could not stand it any longer. I've been wanting that 10 needle for a long time and just finally broke down last weekend and got it. Like I said, I am very, very fortunate that I do help keep one quilt store in business, but they also treat me very well. So I got a good deal on it, got a lot of good things out of it, and really looking forward to spending time on it. I did stitch out one little piece today. So this is a design that's uploaded in the machine, stays in the machine. You'll notice that John did not do the colors correctly because the clouds were supposed to be blue and where the blue is was supposed to be red and where the red is was supposed to be green. So I have to work on the color sequencing in that, but I do think it was really cool. I did finally get a project on that. So I did get that knocked out this morning. So still working on getting that done yesterday because I have been wanting one for a long time. I ended up buying the Laura Star steamer yesterday. So now I have the Laura Star steamer, just which was kind of required to go in this room. And so I don't know, I wanted the silly thing. So I got the silly thing. Um, but it's kind of cool. So now I have the ability to leave actually my AccuQuilt cutter set up. So that can stay set up and ready to go anytime. I don't have to dig all that out now. I was able to get all my supplies out of the closet. So now I have all my tearaway and SF101s and just whatever you can think of. I have all of that sitting out now. I did end up buying a Husky tool chest. And so I'm working on getting some things loaded in there, but I literally had Home Depot deliver me the Husky toolbox. And the table that everything is sitting on is actually the Husky workbench. What I love about this workbench is I did have the same workbench in the other room, but it is adjustable. So I can just hand crank it up, hand crank it down. So that makes it much easier. I did get my Martelli tilt board. So now I'm able to keep my sewing machine at an angle, which really helps me see better, which means now I'll just do that much better piecing. And eventually I'll catch up to the standards that um, Russ has set for all of us. And so we will make that happen. And then the sad thing is I was able to sort out. So I have tons and tons of fabric. I mean, you can see I've got fabric sitting on this shelf. I've got projects over in these boxes. Those are the red ones and all that over there are all the door banner kits from Riley Blake I've been buying. So you can see I really do need to get some work done. I have a tub full of panels, and yes, I bought 2 more yesterday. And then worse is I did finally get all the kits separated. So I did get the kits separated, and sorry, I'm gonna try not to make you dizzy. And those are all the tubs full of kits. So those are all the kits that I have to work on and to get done. So eventually that's going to happen. So with that said, I plan to do some sewing today, but let me catch up on chat because I've been, man, we're almost 12 minutes in and I've just been going ricochet right at it. Right. So here we go. No spare room. Hi, Sally. Um, Joy, Nancy. I think it'd be more fun right there. And see, be right more fun to be right in the mix of things. I think Joy's talking about QuiltCon. I am sure. BBMK says it looks good. Of course, she'd say it looks good. She's just such a positive. It's so great to have her as part of the channel. Yeah. Vera said Russ could talk to me for 1.5 hours free. Russ is just such a good guy, isn't he? Oh my gosh, I love the space, by the way. Hey, Don. Hey, Danelle. Thanks for joining. Oh, she just ordered her AccuQuilt Go. We just talked about that. I think when I was on your channel, we talked about you getting a AccuQuilt. So I am excited. Congratulations. So we also know one of the first dies you'll be buying is the Applique Gnome. By the way, if you are interested in AccuQuilts and that, I will tell you they ran some great deals during Black Friday last year, and every day they offered a new deal, and they had some really good dies. So I did pick up several things there last year. Russ says, me standards. Have you seen my errors this week? Oh, yeah. So the bunch of medals is because when John, about 5 years ago, was running triathlons, half marathons, and half Ironmans. So yes, John used to have lots and lots of medals. We are trying to get John back into that shape again, slowly working to get back in and get back up to speed. With the plan being, I am doing the Fort Lauderdale A1A half marathon Valentine's weekend. So we will see how that turns out. I'm pretty excited. So I am using an app to help me get there, and we will slowly get there. Hey, Brian, welcome in. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight. Inez, welcome. Thanks for being here. Any new subscribers, thanks for joining. We appreciate each and every one of you. This is kind of what John does, just talk, and we are planning to sew because I have 3 quilts that I want to work on tonight and try to get those done. And now I can even iron if I wanted to while we are on a live and talk. And Sally says gnomes. I need to look at getting one. So the nice thing is AccuQuilt has 2 gnome dies. So they have the original gnome die, which is the male gnome with the nice hat and all that. You piece it together. It's all applique, but it does cut out really nice. And then I think it was last year they added the female accessories to it. So you still need the original gnome die, but then you can pick up the accessory pack and get the pigtails and all that kind of stuff to make to convert it to a female gnome. So I've only done a couple of those. I really would like to get one going, but I haven't done that yet. But we shall see. So I am going to stitch for a little bit. I am very excited that I have my Halloween quilt almost completed. So I got all the rows done last week. This is the, man, what pattern is this? This is that silly pattern that I just fell in love with. Braids. Yeah, French braids. So I want to try to finish that while we're on the live tonight. all I've got to do is now stitch the rows together. I think it's really going to be cool for Halloween. So much so that I fell in love when I was piecing all of this together the other day and putting the rows together, and I had it laid out on my bed, and I was like, oh my gosh, like that's like exactly what I want. That is just amazing. That is going to look so good. So I stopped everything and I went and cut another bucket of Christmas. So I am going to do the same thing with Christmas fabrics, and I will get that going. Um, Probably not tonight, but I will get that going this week. And where it has black, I actually am doing red squares and doing red stripes. So it'll be all Christmas fabrics done with red accents. So I picked out a variety of fabrics. I think it's really going to turn out sharp. And right, because we always think that, because if we didn't, it's like, so when I do the kits, it's like, okay, somebody else did all the thinking for me. They put the pieces together for me. All I have to do is some of the cutting, and some of the kits are, the cutting's not even that complicated. So it's nice having the kits. I will tell you, yesterday, I think I bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think I bought 12 fabrics yesterday, got 2 yards of everything. I was 20 minutes, 30 minutes cutting fabric and standing there waiting. But also the fabric is good quality fabric, and it was $5.60 a yard. So, you wait. But that's one of the reasons that I tend to use a lot of kits, is because I'm too hyper, I'm too impatient, and I just don't like waiting in line for someone just to cut fabric for me. It's like, really, come on, folks, I got other things to do. We got to get this done. So anyway, so that's my story. So let's see if we can get this first pieces together. Yes, I'm one of those. I put notes and stuff all over my um, patterns and that, to make sure that all of this lines up the way it should. And then I still stitch it wrong sometimes, which just really frustrates me, but we will get there. So let's see if we can get this first one done, and I will show you what this quilt is going to look like as Halloween for French braids. I think it is absolutely going to be adorable. But we always think that, or we wouldn't have picked these fabrics and put this together, right? So it is kind of funny sometimes. Oh no, Russ says Stitch in Heaven has a gnome block of the month starting in January. Oh my gosh. And I think I might have seen that, because I do get several things from Heaven, but I may have actually for once decided not to do it. Someone told me I was supposed to start a spreadsheet and try to track some things, and I have not been so good. So I probably need to log in to see if I ended up signing up for that silly thing or not. With all those boxes sitting on the shelf, I'm almost embarrassed to subscribe to anything else. I still do Open Gate and have their quilts coming, and I still got the Kona block of the month, which I will not do in the future. Nothing against any of the groups, nothing against the Kona block of the month. It's just it's not my forte. It's not what I'm excited about, but I will get it done. I think it's kind of cool. Sally says she saw that. I went and got my binder with Villa Rosa cards now to see what new ones I need. There you go, Sally. I tell you, I am. I'm a big Villa Rosa fan. BBMK said wish there was a company you could send your fabric and patterns to have them cut the pieces. Jordan Fabrics does a lot of piece cutting, so you can pre-cut. But the problem is you're always going with their colors and with the patterns and that they choose to cut for you. So that's not near as much fun. I do enjoy picking fabrics. I just don't like standing there waiting for people to cut. And then it's like, I never know how much I want. So I typically buy 2.5 yards of everything. Yesterday, I decided I wanted to save money, right? So I ended up buying just 2 yards of everything. In the past, I would typically buy 2.5, but when the fabric was so cheap yesterday, I just felt like I needed, and I only shopped the discount section. So all the fabric in the store was 30% off yesterday. They had Tula Pink there yesterday. It was 30% off. I decided I didn't want Tula Pink or need it, and I'll have to confess, I did that because John just saw Missouri Star Quilt had Tula Pink fabric on sale, pre-cuts in that. I think it was on Wednesday, and yeah, I think I ended up ordering four 4 or 5 things from Missouri Star Quilt, which the funny thing about that is Jenny just seems to always know how to suck me in. So I have decided I am not going to be sucked in by Jenny any longer or her family. So I quit opening her emails. I have not opened one of her emails for weeks. And for some reason, I opened that stupid email the other day and it said to La Pink, it was 30% off. And so um, I ended up getting suckered in and bought it, and I think I ended up spending like $100. So I'll use it. I'll make it work. They have one pattern with it with some of the pre-cuts that looked really cute. I grabbed it. So it's what it is. It is just what I wanted. So life is too short. I'm not gonna sweat the small stuff anymore. I enjoy my job. I enjoy my YouTube family. I like my life. I like what's happening. And at the end of the day, it's like, why do we sometimes make ourselves so miserable? And it's just kind of sad. So I have decided I am still wanting to retire, still wanting to be smart about money and about things that I do, but at the same time, if I end up overdoing it, um, I'll just cut back. I mean, so maybe I'll just have to skip 2 meals next week. But it is what it is. Maybe I'll eat soup one day instead. I don't know. Just crazy. But we all figure out a lot of things going on. Hey, Katie from the Greenland Quilter is here. Thank you, Katie, for joining. I messed up this week. Katie is such an amazing person. I hope you are part of her channel and follow Katie. So not only did I mess up once to Katie, I messed up twice to Katie. And so publicly, let's apologize to Katie because let's say John got lost and did not keep up. We were supposed to do a premiere together of our live interview. John marked it on the wrong Friday. So not only did John just not show up, John had it on the wrong day. And then yesterday, John may have got caught up a little bit at the quilt store and was supposed to get back in time to do a scrappy with Katie. And that didn't happen either. So Katie has been gracious and been very sweet about the whole thing and dealing with me. And we are going to make that up, and we are going to spend some time together and have some lives coming up. So look for Katie and I to spend some time together, and we will get things caught back up. BBMK says a pre-cut quilt with your fabric and pattern choices would be great. Yes, I totally agree. What's behind me that's on the tool chest is my Cricut. I got that back out because one of the things I want to do with some of the appliques, especially some of those crazy things that they did for the door banners. The big ones, obviously, I'm still going to have to get that cutter, the tracer out to do it. But I do want to start using my Cricut more to cut some of those applique pieces in that. And that very well may end up being a live or an instructional video because I don't think we talk about our Cricuts and how much we can get done on those. And so I really want to start experimenting and playing with those. Let's see. You all are chatty tonight. I am impressed. I love when people are chatting. Um, Maureen says, I'm still not buying anything. I just came across another 20 layer cakes and a couple. Right. I understand. Believe me. So the sad thing is in each one of these drawers over here, I've started putting labels on. So that drawer is full of charm packs. And when I say it's full of charm packs, it embarrassingly is full of charm packs. Um, the other drawers in the other room, I have one full of jelly rolls, I have another one full of fat quarters, and I have another one full of layer cakes. So it's I've got to start using and doing more stuff here. But like I said yesterday, the sale was too good not to take advantage of some of the things yesterday. So that's what we did. Joydy says she missed me. Thank you, Joydy. That's very sweet. Katie is super. I'm glad that you were part of that and able to um, be part of her live and her channel yesterday. I know Katie did an amazing job. BBMK says, I wish I had your no buy willpower. The plan is no more purchases now until Black Friday. We'll see because I didn't really make it through the month of July. But there's no way that they're going to give out enough bargains for Labor Day weekend that I need to even be bothered with that. I have so much sitting here, especially honestly, I have so much between Christmas, fall, all that kind of stuff. I have one small bin of spring and summer. So that's what I'm going to really kind of focus on is let's look at Black Friday and let's see what bargains can be there. And I'll get that all figured out. Uh, oh, guess who Nancy says, where was the sale? So it was actually at our local quilt store in Phoenix. So it's called 35th Avenue Sew and Back. So you'd never believe that they're on 35th Avenue. And they're a great local store. I know one of the owners down there really well. I know the manager at the satellite store out here next to me. They have just always been so welcoming to me. What was really strange yesterday going in was that was my 2-year anniversary. So the first week that I went to look at machines and think about getting into quilting and that was their Christmas and July sale in 2022. Now, I did not start quilting and did not put a needle to fabric until about October. So, but that's why I started the channel, guys, right? So I am very new to this. So I have got less than 2 years in. I make mistakes. I don't piece correctly. I don't get things lined up. And I'm okay with that. And so I'm learning. I continue to learn. I will tell you, I my first couple of quilts were 3-yard quilts. Yeah, the size was perfect, but I'll be honest, I don't know today if I could understand their direction still, which is kind of frustrating to me. And so I had wished they'd started me on Villa Rosa. I think Villa Rosa because they are bigger pieces. They're much easier to cut. They're easier to understand and I'm really knocking out some quilt tops. Not that I need the volume, but I'm really getting more quilt tops done. And I would it would have just been different. I think my upstart would have been a little bit better had I been doing something like a Villa Rosa. Um, oh, wait a minute. Look, they want to take bets. Who started that? I bet Russ started it. Sally says, I wasn't buying either, then saw things I couldn't resist on So Yell's Stash last night. See, I mean, it's like they just know how to hook us in, right? Yeah. BBMK says she's not a betting girl. Yeah, you probably don't want to with me. I am going to try. I really am going to try. Vera says she's retired and she's still buy, buy, buy. Yes, Brian says he wants to buy until he retires. That's when he'll cut back and shop the stash. Yeah, I'd like to think the same thing. Yeah, BBMK, see, she gets it, right? You just can't take it with you. I will say that, I'm really fortunate with the quilt stores that I have here. They run some tremendous sales. They really do um, help me with bargains and that. Our quilt guild here in Sun City West is such a great group of women, and all on different levels of incomes and financial, resources and that. But like twice a year, I think it is, we have a yard sale where you can get some really great bargains. Folks go in and sell stuff they don't want anymore or that's been sitting around. Plus, we get a lot of estate sales out here because it is a retirement community and people do, pass and move on. And as a result, um, if they were quilters or sewers and that, you can find a lot of times you can find some really great bargains on fabric there. And so that makes a big difference. And it's just really just a matter of um, staying on top of things. All right, so I'm gonna be off camera just for 1 minute, guys. Sorry. Of course, I made a mistake, and I do not have a seam ripper in this room, so I did not line this up as well as I should have. And I kind of thought that as it was going through. So, and of course, I'm not going to have a seam ripper easily handled. That's the problem with trying to get into the new room and get everything set up is I keep forgetting other things that I need in here. So let's seam rip this out and let make John pay a little bit more attention to what's going on. So what are the plans for this evening? I think John is making nachos for dinner tonight. I want something simple. So I actually bought Walmart's queso dip because that just sounded good to me, which is kind of strange because I went out with one of my coworkers on Friday to lunch and we went to On the Border and had Mexican. And then my friend that went with me to the sale yesterday actually treated me to lunch for driving and for us getting to spend the day, half a day together. And we went to a Mexican restaurant, and now I think I'm going to have Mexican for dinner. I could eat Mexican 7 days a week. I am just it used to be when I was younger. I remember in high school I used to tell people, "Oh, I could eat pizza 7 days a week." And since I've gotten older and a more mature palate, I really enjoy Mexican, and it's funny because yesterday I just had tacos, but on the border I had their fajitas, which are more kind of like a Tex-Mex. But I don't know, I just really felt like the fajitas and just felt so good and healthy with those. And I don't know, it's been kind of crazy. Hey, Pug Mama Quilter, thanks for being here tonight. You so welcome in. Appreciate you being there. Joy said that's what she thought too. With yarn and fabric, no dice. I can open a yarn and fabric store all by myself. It really is amazing the folks that I run into in the quilting world and that, and how much stash they have built up. Linda says, "How long have you been sewing?" It will be 2 years for me in October. And I actually went to a quilt store, was talking to them about it's actually, and all they do is sell fabrics and do classes and that, but they don't sell machines. And they said, "Oh, you need to talk to one of our friends. She has a machine for sale." And I said, "Oh, okay." And so ended up, she had a Bernina 770 for sale. It was the Peacock edition, and I ended up buying that machine along. And she gave me the 480 because they came as a pair, I guess, when she bought them brand new. She hadn't used them for over a year. She didn't like the machine. So that's what I started on. And then I had to go around town trying to find someone and anyone that would actually show me how to use the sewing machine because all I could figure out how to do was turn it on. That was about it. So I had a lot of work to do. Jody said she's not buying anything else this week. Just keep in mind, Sunday is the first day of the week. Not that I'm counting or going to be watching. Um, there you go. See, I'm more with Brian. I'm not buying anything this hour. I really do plan to try to hold out more for Black Friday, but we'll see how it goes. What kind of cheese? Mine is nachos cheese. I think mine is nacho cheese too. Um, it's not your mama's cheese. Ah, that's me. Um, Yeah, Jordy says that's why I don't watch So Yell Lives. Uh, Villa Rosa does one every Friday too. I think they do theirs at lunchtime. I don't watch theirs either, just for that reason. Maureen says buying bargains is good, but I just have to save all the fabric. I got sick 2 years ago and haven't been near the sewing machine since. Now just have tons of fabric. Oh, Maureen, I hate that for you. So let's hope that you get motivated and able to get back to the machine. Even just doing right table runners and some small pieces. Um, that would be so much fun. And let me go. I'm so far behind. I've been talking too much, folks. Ina says she's not buying anything this year. Oh, all right. Check in with us in a couple of weeks or a couple of months and let us know how that's working out. We all can't help ourselves. I know. I think it's like a disease. I really do. I think it's just, it is, but I don't know. It's just, I know I don't need it, but I want it. And I just fall in love with it. And I will say, like this quilt I'm working on now, I shopped all my stash and bought all of this came from my stash, with the exception of I think one piece that I really couldn't find that I liked. So I ended up running up to. We have a little quilt shop here in the community, so I ran up there and grabbed it and um, put it together. But for the most part, all of this came from my stash. And I will tell you, I was very excited because what am I doing? For the Christmas one that I just put together that will look like this, but will be all Christmassy. I did all of that 100% of my stash, and I really debated on where the black squares are in here. Did I want to use the black? I knew I didn't want to use black, but did I was trying to decide did I want to use red borders and squares, or would I rather use green? And it became a simple choice because I had tons of red. I think I bought 5 yards at some point. It was on sale, and I just knew I use a lot of red. And so I had tons of red, not as much green. So it became an easy choice. I just did um, the red. So, but again, I shopped all of my stash for a change, which was kind of nice. So, and just to tell Russ, I am not going to Filiberto's tonight. I'm actually making my own nachos, so you don't have to be completely jealous. But I think Stephanie likes Filiberto's too. So you all come out to QuiltCon. We may have to figure out a way to make sure that you get your fix of Filiberto's while you are in the Phoenix area. So I am really excited to be able to host a bunch of people, get to meet folks in person. We chat so much. It was so exciting yesterday. BBMK happened to catch me at 35th, which is really kind of no surprise, right? We knew I was going to be there sometime. But it was really nice to see her and her husband and just get to talk for a few minutes and just share. And, it's just nice. That we have such a great community of folks on YouTube that we all have such similar interests. We enjoy being together, and we support one another, right? So sometimes it's the madness of the sales or but at the same time, it is what we enjoy doing. There's a lot of other people doing other things out there that much crazier than this. So um, and what I haven't told Joy is I decided last year, I think it was, that I wanted to start crocheting again because I used to crochet all the time. And I thought, I don't always want to sew and watch TV. Sometimes at night, I just want to watch TV. And I enjoy watching really stupid shows sometimes, especially during the week, because I have such a very high demanding job that can just be crazy. And so I enjoy just um, idiot shows, I guess. So shows that require little thinking. And I thought it would be cool to start crocheting again. So I have yet to start the first one, but I have managed to um, I have managed to buy, I think, 6 tubs worth of quilt pumps or yarn. So I have yarn everywhere. Yet I still don't have I still have yet to put the first stitch of crochet together. So I don't know. Problem is, I so enjoy my machines. I enjoy going out. I enjoy having nice dinners. Just, as a busy boy, I don't know if you all realize that or not, but I always seem to have something going on. It's what one of my friends says. I've never seen anyone have as much hyper energy as you do. And my mother used to. My mother was always a hyper nervous. Had back in the day, if they would have uh, ran the right test on me, I am sure I was ADHD. I'm probably still somewhat ADHD, but now at my age, they just say, "Oh, it's you know, he's learned to cope with that over the years." Nah, he hasn't learned to cope with that. He just still does and runs and does what he wants to do. So that's okay. That's sometimes how we just get things done. And you know what? I pay for everything that I have. I am very happy with the lifestyle I have. The most frustrating thing for me is I was talking to my niece this morning, and I told her, I said, I don't understand how you have 3 homes because I have two, and I can't figure out how to get back up to my park home. I have not been up there since 4th of July. The plan was to go up next weekend because I knew this weekend I had the handyman coming to do some things for me. I had, what else did I have? I had the handyman coming. Oh, I had the house cleaner coming. She comes every other week, and I had all that to deal with. So now I ended up not getting up there. And next weekend, I realized, oh, I usually go up on Thursday night, but I can't go Thursday night because I have a doctor's appointment. This is my normal 6 month checkup, but that's on Friday. So I couldn't go until at least after work on Friday. And then it's like, do I want to fight the traffic and all that, trying to get out of town because I'm used to going up on Thursday night and beating everybody. And then, so I don't know. And then the next weekend, I have the housekeeper, or, house cleaner and all that'll be back here. So it's like, okay, so now I'm right back in the same situation. So it looks like I probably won't get up there until like that second week of August. So you'll know when I'm there because you can tell, obviously, from Sunday evening, Sunday afternoon for me, um, what the setup and that looks like, and we will get that figured out. So I I shall see, but it is just been so crazy. It's hard for me to believe that we're in August, basically. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute, where did the summer go? And I mean, I took my grandkids to the beach in June, and it's like, that doesn't feel like it's been that long since I've seen them. I mean, it has been because I mean, I could see my daughter and her family every day. I am so fortunate to have such an amazing daughter and to have such a great relationship with her. She has just been the joy of my life. She's just such a great kid, and her her children are just as they're just like her, even worse because they know exactly how to play to my heart. And my granddaughter is the worst. It's like, oh my gosh, I thought your mother knew how to play things, but oh no, I mean, she puts her mother to shame, especially at 6 years old. You all met her when she did the YouTube live with me. So we will do another YouTube live, but it will probably be next year before we get to be together. And um, because I usually only get to see them a couple of times a year because, getting across the country back to Virginia and doing all that, it just takes so much. So this is coming together pretty good. See how many more pieces I have. One, two, three. Lord, I got 3 more rows still. So I'm not sure that I'm even gonna get this done tonight, folks. I'm really trying to see what is going on the chat. Uh, where's my mouse? Oh my goodness. Oh, Sally says she has a friend that used to teach at 35th, but it's been a while. I want to take some lessons, or I would like to do some things down at 35th. I have not, to be honest with you, because with having the quilt club here, we do so much right here in the community. So, but I would like to get down and kind of just have a day being there and just being spoiled a little bit. Maureen says she just loves seeing everybody what she's doing, what we're doing, even if she's not doing anything right now. You know what? And I think that's a big what's important, right? Is it keeps us engaged, it keeps us talking. We appreciate you being here and chatting with us. And at some point, if you're able to get back behind the machine, great. And if not, you're still able to share a lot of past experience in that. Um, Sally says it's too hot in the summer to crochet. Oh, Jody says she has a new quilting friend that finally is close to her. We are going to meet up Michelle, Janice, and Sassy one day. Look at you. It's interesting. The neighbor down the street came down the other day and said, left a note because they want to meet me because they apparently quilt and they've heard all about me and would like to spend a little time with me. So I have yet to reciprocate and do that, but I will get that done. Glenda says, sounds like a winner to me, but sorry about the back prayers. Russ says, if you didn't dirty your host, you wouldn't need a house cleaner. So he meant house, but he said host. That's okay. My housekeeper came Friday and cleaned everything, and I went and got the scrubbing floor mop out today and re-scrubbed all the floors because I'm just one of those people. I like to know the first day of the work week, my house, I have clean sheets on the bed, which she had just put on Friday, and that I have clean floors to start the week. I wish that was not the case for me, but it is. There's Nightbot. Let's hope Nightbot's working. I never know. I have played and played with it, and I may have to break down and spend some time with Danielle and see if I can make it work because you're supposed to be able to hit exclamation point Russ or exclamation point Danelle, and it should pop up with their channel information, but it doesn't seem to be doing that. So I don't know what I've done wrong. So, huh. See, it says that alias doesn't exist. So I don't know. I'll have to figure out what's going on there. I'm told once I get that set working that you never ever have to touch it, but man, it's just giving me fits when I tell you guys I'm not technology savvy. It's amazing. Folks come to me all day long at work to ask me all kinds of computer questions and that. And I guess because that's what I get paid to answer questions. I'm able to survive the day and able to use the systems at work and get done what needs to get done. But I will be honest, it's just this just totally throws me. It's like I really want to have a second or third camera in here. I've been trying to figure out. I don't think I'm saying I don't want to really use my iPhone to do it. I don't know that I want to use my iPad to do it. And can I just get a cheap clip camera somewhere that I could use and do something? I don't know. So we will figure that out at some point, and you all will see it magically happen. But it is just kind of crazy. It's just funny how all those things eventually come together. I will tell you when I first started doing YouTube, I never thought I would do a live because when you watch somebody as amazing as Stephanie and her bubbly personality and all of that come together, it's like, oh my gosh, I could never do that and try to sew and try to be have a conversation and try, and then you watch Russ and you watch Sean and all of them. I mean, it's just those guys who, all of them, right, do such an amazing job and they're such an inspiration. And I so appreciate each and every one. And finally, I bit the bullet, but I am still still very much have a lot to learn. I will learn and I will get it done. I am learning that apparently I like to roll on my fabric. And so that can be a problem if you let your chair roll on top of the fabric while you're trying to stitch. So let's see if we can not do that this time. Obviously, I need to quit moving the chair so much. And since this is the first time I've done a live and sewing, I am going to have to find a different position for the laptop next time because I need more room on the table. Because this is exactly the same table that I was using in the other room, except it's 12 inches smaller, and I didn't think that 12 inches was going to make a difference, and it is making a huge difference. So we will get that figured out. For those that have asked, I plan on long arming starting hopefully not next Sunday, but the Sunday after. I want to try to start spending every Sunday morning doing doing a at least one quilt top. I now have I think 21 sitting on the other long arm, and when I get these 3 or 4 done, yeah, I'm going to be up to 25. I will say my neighbor was gracious enough today to offer. She said, "Do you want me to take? Do you want me to at least take one home for you?" I'm like, "No, I don't want you to take one home for me. I want to do it my own self." But I may actually have to get her, since she is retired, to long arm a few for me just to kind of get me caught up because I mean, I don't even have time to, the problem is long arming then becomes the next easy step because it's like, okay, well, if she long arms, then I still got to bind the silly things, right? I mean, I don't think people, I can tell you, I had no idea how much work went into all of this before I started. I never thought, uh, about cutting, about matching, about piecing. I mean, it's just, and then it's funny because people ask me how much, like I would charge them for a quilt. And the ones that really drive me nuts are the ones that go, "Oh, I saw this in a magazine. Would you be able to make that? And how much would you charge me in that?" And I know, I think Ian is the one that I love. His response is like, "Yeah, no, you cannot afford me." And I don't mind selling some of mine and doing some things, but at the end of the day, it's like it's a lot more. Um, I don't want the pressure of trying to meet someone's um, expectations or that. All right, let's see if that works a little bit better for the cameras, guys. And that will give me a little bit more room on the table because I really would like to finish this before you all hop off tonight and I can show you and everybody can go, "Oh, John, you did such an amazing job." So, and even if I didn't, just say it anyways. It just makes me feel better. So Russ says, "Is that one of those arrow chairs that you have, John?" Yes, of course it is. And believe it or not, I looked everywhere for this chair. Um, I looked at all the different ones in that. This is the arrow chair. I like the bright buttons because it just goes with my bright, giggly personality. And of all places, I ended up getting it from Amazon because they were as cheap as anywhere else. And I knew it had free shipping. And if there was an issue, I wouldn't have a problem sending it back. And so, yes, that was why the handyman was here on Friday. One of the things he did was put this chair together. And as Russ will point out, he's just amazed that I don't do that kind of stuff. But I feel like I would be taking food out of his children's mouths. So I'm helping provide for him and his family by not doing those type of things and having him come over and take care of some stuff. He did put in like motion sensor spotlights for me. He did several things. So he's a great handyman, good personality. He works like a dog. It's amazing when he comes in. He comes in very focused. He wants his list of what's got to be done, and he just check marks things off, and he's in and out. And you just trust him to get things done. He's not one that wants to. He'll talk, but I mean, he's not one to sit and just chit chat because he usually has 6 other people that he's got to get to that day. And it is how he makes his money. And he's really good about staying focused and just getting things done. And So I just appreciate him and what he does for me. So I'm fortunate because up north, I the couple that run um, the RV park where I bought and moved into. They're the ones that did all the work on my home. My home looks amazing. They like to refer to it as the presidential palace. That doesn't bother me because I probably paid as much for that as the White House by the time I was done. I bought one of the cheapest probably homes in the park, and now it's very easily could be one of the most expensive with all the updates and that, but I could still sell it and make money. Um, but the work that they did was just remarkable. And I tell you, when you find folks like that that have a work ethic, that are willing to do things for you, you just you just appreciate them. And they actually, it was funny. They just had a grandbaby, and she asked me about doing a quilt for the grandbaby, and actually I had one done that she really liked. Now the issue is she wants the baby's name on the quilt. So now we got to figure out how to do lettering and how to put the baby's name on that quilt and get it over to that tin needle that John just bought. So you all have seen the one and only thing that I have stitched off that tin needle, but the plan is, yes, we will be stitching and getting some things done on that. I have bought several OESD, I'm going to call them like panel um, embroidery panels. I have two for Halloween. I doubt I will get, I'm hoping to at least get one done this year. I don't know that I'll end up getting it done or not. Um, there's just so much going on, but the intent was I can have it running in the background. It does make things go so much faster because I don't have to sit here and just change needles every color change, because it will it'll change itself. So it will make things go much faster, but I still have to pay attention to it in that. But I should be able to stitch and do what I'm doing now and have it running in the background. I don't know that I will be able to run it during lives and when we're having conversations, because it's actually it's a little bit louder than I anticipated. I think I may need to get a carpet or something in here. But one of the patterns that I bought is the Headless Horseman. So this is one of the thread kits that I bought, and I plan on putting together for Halloween. So I really would like to get that done this year. I did buy the fabric. 35th did give me their instructions on how to do it versus what OESD recommends. I tend to follow what the ladies down there tell me to do, because they are usually right on top of things, and seldom do I um, walk away disappointed. And so we will see. I need to get that going, but just one more thing to add to the list. All right, Lord have mercy. I have two more of these, folks. This had 8 different sections that come together. Hi, Shannon. Thanks for joining us. Oh, it's Slate Arts Shannon. How awesome is that she was able to drop in for a little bit tonight? Thanks for being here. So, I don't know. It's I have a lot to look forward to this week. Work is going to be always busy, but it's interesting. I just had mini splits put in this weekend, or Friday, Thursday. I had mini splits put in the house in 2 of the rooms. It's amazing how much cooler the house is now in Arizona. I am so thrilled and happy that I was able to get that done. I don't ever want to be without my mini split AC again. It has made such a difference in the bedrooms, and helping me get those things going. So I have that that we just got done. And, now it's about starting to look at fall activities. In the past, I have always had a big Halloween party and had lots of people here for Halloween. And we do a selfie station and do a Halloween contest and all that kind of stuff. I'm not doing that this year because John is going on a Halloween cruise. And I just want to, again, just have some of that downtime. I enjoy hosting parties, I enjoy having folks at the house, but I have decided that this year I want to cut back a little bit. Um, the sad thing is it costs me about the same because I by the time you buy and put together a real house party anymore and provide liquor and all that stuff, it's not cheap anymore. It's kind of crazy. And then you're left with all the cleanup and all that to deal with, and it's like, I don't think I need all that anymore. So I we'll see. I think I'll cut back this year and reassess at the beginning of the year. I'm still planning on hosting my Christmas party. I usually have a annual Christmas party for all my friends. I tend to have a neighbor's Christmas party and have all the neighbors that I know. I don't invite all the neighbors. I invite the ones that have spoken to me and that I've gotten to know, because I always think it's interesting how some neighbors just don't want to speak. And what's funny is a few of the neighbors, the only time I see them is like at my Christmas party, and then usually try to have one in the spring. And so that's when I tend to see some of them. So it's not like we're together all the time. But I have such a nice neighborhood and a nice street that I live on, and because I live on the corner, I tend to invite the neighbors off 2 streets. But I'm very blessed and very fortunate to live in such a nice, accepting area that just supports us. Russ was telling me that his neighbors, they have like a party, I think he said every quarter or something. And it's nice when you live in a neighborhood where everybody can just exist and get along, and yet we don't bother each other much during the week. But I also know if I needed a cup of sugar, I could walk next door and ask one of the neighbors, and it wouldn't be a big deal. I've had to call one of the neighbors, actually two different ones, when I've been out of town or been on trips to say, hey, would you mind going down and getting packages for me and just hiding them or sticking them in the garage or whatever. But, because as you can imagine, it's hard to sometimes regulate when deliveries or packages are going to show up. And so, because of that, I have to really watch things. So, all right, one more strip, and then we're done, and then I get to show off for you all. So, I appreciate you all hanging in there with me tonight. It has been definitely fun. Oh, please tell me there's only one more strip. No, there's two more strips. I swear, guys, I think it's reproducing over here. I think every time I look and think there's one more strip, and then there's another strip. It's like, how could it possibly be this many strips? I had this laying out on my king size bed. It did not look that big. Obviously, this pattern is much bigger than I anticipated. So maybe I should have started this before the live tonight, but that's okay. Because the silly thing is I had two other patterns that I wanted to work on tonight with you all. So obviously John still is getting his timing down on how long things take. And that's the other thing, right? You just got to learn and be patient because quilting takes a lot longer than you think it does. I mean, there's just so much. And, and I will tell you, I'm one of those guys, I have got to iron everything. I am just an ironing freak. I don't know where that comes from. Part of it could be my mother was just that way because I mean, growing up, my mother ironed everything. I mean, she ironed my blue jeans for school. I mean, she did all of that kind of craziness. I remember her ironing pillowcases, so maybe that's where I get some of it. Is I just remember her being at the ironing board all the time. Hence why I wanted the Laura Star, and I love my Laura Star. I'm so excited that I have it now, and that will make life so much better. I did have the Rowenta. I did like my Rowenta. It works pretty well. I'll probably end up taking it to the park home, but I tell you, it's hot. It's when you're steaming in that, it definitely puts out a hot steam, and it puts out a very moist steam where the Laura Star is such a drier experience, yet it's still, it just, you shoot it one time and it just gets all the wrinkles and everything out of the fabrics. And yes, was it a splurge? It was, but 35th yesterday ran them the cheapest they've ever been. She told me, she said, John, we don't even run this price at shows, but we decided we wanted to get, we wanted to move some. So that's what they did. Because I had honestly had already decided I was getting the silly thing, but I was going to get it at QuiltCon because I figured that's where I would get my better buy. She had them 30% off yesterday, and I don't think you'll ever get one any cheaper than that. So I ended up biting the bullet and getting one up and one in. And that's okay. Because I like to think at the end of the day, I'm worth it. I'm a good guy. I deserve some fun things in my life. And you know what, guys? I just realized I sewed this entire black and orange quilt with white bobbin instead of black bobbin. And you know what? That's okay. Oh my gosh. 9, 10. Is that 10? Yeah. This has 10 rows. I had no idea it had that many rows. So I would not have sewn this with white bobbin had I thought about it, but it is what it is. Dale says, love that fabric. Thank you. And I bought it all at my stash in the other room. Russ says, I can't ask my neighbors for a cup of milk. None of them use mood juice. I don't understand them. I tell you what, nowadays you're not going, yeah. I will admit, I've never been a milk fan. I never liked milk as a kid. So I tend to use almond milk a lot. But it's funny when you start cooking, especially for me in the fall, I have to rethink everything. Sally, see, Sally's a girl after my own heart. She's a ironer too, right? There's just something about it. Stephanie says ironing is a good thing. You get much better results. I agree. It's just, I don't know. Now I will tell you, I don't pre-wash my fabrics, and I have a lot of friends in the quilt club that tells me, oh, no. As soon as I buy a piece of fabric, first thing I do is bring it home and throw it in the washer. And I'm like, I just don't, I think that's more old school. I don't think the fabrics require pre-wash like they used to. I don't know. I can't say. I mean, it depends on who you talk to, right? Because everybody has an opinion about it. But I think by steaming and ironing, I think that does a lot of the same thing, similar, that they're doing by washing. By washing them versus me steaming and getting all the wrinkles and stuff out. And I think it just makes sense. So because of that, I think I get a lot of the same results, but less work. Maybe not. Maybe it's all the same amount of work. I don't know. But I can tell you, I'm not going to start. Oh my goodness, this quilt is getting big. I'm not going to start pre-washing all my fabrics. I just can't do that. I'll never get anything done. I feel like I have a hard enough time getting things done now. I mean, today I spent half a day trying to just do my own laundry for the week, right? So there's so much to do. There's always so many chores. I think you stuffed that under too much, John. It's pulling the wrong way. Because that's the thing, like, just doing a few housekeeping things just get in the way of getting things done. And like, I got so much I want to do. I want to be in this room. I want to be sitting here. I want to be stitching. I walk by and go, oh my gosh, I paid that much for that machine. That machine needs to be working. It needs to be making us money. It doesn't make me money if it's just sitting still. And of course, I've got all these Christmas gifts. Fortunately, I did start on them in January this year, so I will have Christmas stuff available and done, which is going to be huge for me. I've got several um, fall quilts that I'm still working on that I'm hoping actually um, might make it this year. But again, that now depends on the long arm. And the sad part is, it's not just the long arm; it's whether I can get the binding done once I get them off the long arm. It's like, oh guys, there's just so much, but that's okay. And I still want to do totes. And so I started looking at some tote patterns the other day, and I was like, okay, John, you've got to get focused. I sometimes feel, I don't know how you all feel, sometimes I feel like the kitty cat with the little laser, and where they do that little red laser and they zoom it around the room, and everybody goes, look, look. That's me, I think, sometimes. Sally says she remembers her mom ironing pillowcases. Russ says the only time I iron pillowcases is when I worked in a hotel. Oh, Inez says she doesn't pre-wash, but she does iron. See, I think it's important. I think we all do different things. Maureen says, yeah, when she first got married, she ironed everything. Yeah, I mean, I remember mom talking about years ago that like she ironed dad's boxers because I mean, that's just that generation. And cotton was a lot different, I think, back then too. So I think that um, may have made some of the differences in that. I don't know. I remember my mother. I can still to this day smell the starch. My mother loved starch, and she starched everything. And she used, I think it was Faultless. I think Faultless has been around that long. That Faultless is what she used to starch everything with, and I can still smell that. It's funny because when I started quilting, everybody's like, "Oh, we use Best Press," which I don't. I've got 2 jugs of it. I've used it one time, I think. I don't use any of that. I use just good steam and get it done, but, I don't know. Maybe I should use Best Press more. I'd be interested. Or you all, um, do you all iron, steam? Do you just use a little bit of Best Press? What are some of the techniques? I mean, I'm doing what seems to be working for me and helps me put things together, but I don't know. I do what makes sense to me. And, guys, that's why I started my channel, right? Because I'm new to all of this. I'm learning. The whole point was to understand that if I'm doing this and I'm getting this figured out, anyone can absolutely do this. And I am so appreciative of you all that have been doing this for years, that you watch my channel, that you're patient with me, that you understand, oh, that's just John. John just does things a little bit differently, or John just, poor guy, he just doesn't know any better. Because a lot of times it probably is, John just doesn't know any better. And at the end of the day, I'm just trying to get it done. And so as a result, that's sometimes what happens is it's just about getting things done. And I will tell you, my quilts are not perfect. I don't intend to do a perfect quilt. I will tell you, one person I cannot watch is Kimberly Jolly. She does some absolutely gorgeous quilts, and she is such a great. She's a good teacher, but I watch things that she rips out in that, and it's like I would have never ripped that out, and it's just, I don't know. It's very deflating to me. But yet, I buy a lot of stuff off of Back Quarter Shop. I think they're a great business. I think they have a great work ethic. They support a lot of charities, but it just drives me nuts, the stuff that I sit and see her ripping out, and it's like, oh, why would you do that? You put all that effort in there, and no one's going to pay attention. At the end of the day, is the sad part of it, and unless it's going into a show, and that's why I don't do show quilts. All right. Guys, you're not going to believe. I think have this done. I am going to tell you is absolutely not perfect. And this is going to take a little getting used to in here with this. So yeah, let's see. Oh, actually, it lined up much better than I thought. So let's see, folks, what John has accomplished. This is French braids from Villa Rosa. And look how beautiful this quilt is. I am so happy with this. So I've got the same exact pattern that I'm going to do for Christmas. And so that is the next thing sitting in the box to work on. Um, the one that I have to work on next is my fall quilt. And I will hopefully get those layers put together tonight. And I have that to work on. And I have the Christmas one for French braids already cut and ready to go. And then I bought this, as I told you all yesterday, I bought this Bear Hugs kit, which was all the wine and all that. And I mean, look at the pattern. Look how cute that is. I couldn't stand it, so I got up 10:30 last night. I'm in the utility room cutting this fabric out because I just have to get this stupid thing done. And I was like, oh my gosh, you've got 8 other quilts in front of it that you said you were going to do first. And I say a lot of things. So this one will be coming out very soon too. So, hey guys, thanks for all the compliments. I know that she loves the fall colors. And again, I shopped my stash for a change, which was a lot of fun. So, Sally says, love it. What's the pattern? The pattern is French braids. Is that right? Yeah, French braids by Villa Rosa. I just really like the way this come together. And again, I like Villa Rosa. What I'm learning is I think I like Melissa Milliken because I tend to be picking a lot of her patterns that she does for um, Villa Rosa. BBMK says she loves the cats. I showed you yesterday too at the store, and they only had one kit left. And all the kits were 30% off yesterday. Plus, yesterday I bought all that yardage, and a couple of them I got end of bolt, which means I got 30% off, and then another 10% because I bought the end of the bolt. That's why I mean it was just crazy yesterday. Sally says she wrote it down. All right, guys, I did run over a little bit tonight. I so appreciate each and every one of you. If you're new to the channel, this is me. This is what happens, and this is the way things go. I appreciate all of you hitting that like button, the thumbs up, telling me that things are going well. Tell your friends and neighbors and all of those fun things. And as always, until next time, happy crafting.